you motherfuckers was deep because they ordered extra security tonight. Look, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I was inside the happiest place on earth last Thursday, the vagina. This lady thought I was talking about Disneyland. Most people do when you say happiest place on earth, but it takes a real motherfucker like myself to know where the real happiest place on earth is. That's the strip club on Taco Tuesdays. They got that all-you-can-eat $9.95 buffet. They ain't playing. I like to go home after work and put sweatpants on so when I get there they know I ain't playing. But I was really inside a Walmart. Not even close to a vagina. I got a routine when I go to Walmart, you know what I mean? I'm a creature of habit. I do the same shit. I go to Walmart, I get a drink from McDonald's, and I get a 50-piece nugget. Fuck you guys, it ain't all for me. I like to get a 50-piece nugget and go down the aisles and wait till a parent's not paying attention, then I slide a fucking nugget on the floor to their kid. And then watch them eat it off the floor like, you little nasty guy. So I go to McDonald's and I put my order in, right? But the little Mexican dude behind the counter, he's looking kind of sketchy, so I count my nuggets when they come out. It turns out he's not a thief, he just had a lazy eye, that's why we weren't looking eye to eye. So I'm walking through Walmart now, you know what I mean? Having a good time, eating my fucking nuggets, drinking my McFrappy. I see out the corner of my eye 2 big girls arguing in the aisle. I walk by, stop, turn into the aisle. I'm pretending like I'm looking at some shit. So maybe I need one of these. I'm over here looking at tampons. Do I need these ones? I last for about 5 seconds and then I'm fully committed to this argument. And it's 2 big ass ghetto girls, you know what I mean? And I know they were ghetto because one girl had a pack of Newport 100s in one hand, and then the other girl had her food stamp card in this hand. And they're just going back and forth, you know what I mean? So I'm standing there eating my nuggets, and an older black lady comes up to me and she's like, what are these bitches arguing about? And I said, I think this one slept with this one's man. And she said, that bitch looks like someone that'll sleep with someone's man. Give me a nugget. So now I'm in Walmart watching these 2 big girls fight, and I'm sharing my nuggets with someone I don't know. And then all of a sudden it escalates real quick, you know what I mean? One girl says to the other girl, she's like, bitch, that's why he said your coochie stinks. Let me duck behind some shit, you know what I mean? Like, the people on the other side back the fuck up, you know what I mean? I couldn't even tell you what happened next because as soon as I heard the word coochie, I went to another place in time. It's been 20 fucking years since I've heard that word. I mean, we're talking like early 90s. I'll never forget the first time I heard that word. We were at my grandma's house, me and my cousin, and she used to live on the south side in Casa Grande, like fucking deep, like past Date Street and shit, you know what I mean? Like where it was only ghetto Mexicans living there, you know what I mean? Just fucking ghetto. And so I'm at my grandma's house and she's got these neighbors across the street named Kathy and Ernie, you know what I mean? Like some real hardcore 90s Mexican fucking couples. Drinking natural ice, fighting in the front yard, you know what I mean? And like they were the classic 90s couple, they would fight like this, you know what I mean? They'd be on the front yard, never really hitting each other, you know what I mean? They would just be swinging, I saw you talking to that bitch. Out of nowhere, never hit it. But I'll never forget, they were fighting on the front yard this time, butt-ass naked. Cops came and arrested them both. My grandpa shows up, he's like, what the fuck's going on? My grandma's like, Kathy's out here in the yard fighting with her boyfriend, her fucking coochies all over the house. All in the yard showing everybody. This is the early 90s, you know what I mean? I'm 6 years old, I never heard the word coochie in my life. I look at my cousin, I was like, did you hear that? He's like, yeah, I heard that. I was like, what the fuck's a coochie? He's like, I don't know. As soon as my grandparents go in the house, we go across the street trying to look for the coochie. We're thinking it's some like weird exotic animal we have never seen before, you know what I mean? So we're over there looking for this shit, kicking up dirt, you know what I mean, checking behind bushes. The lady, Miss Johnson, she lived next door, she came out, she's like, what are you boys doing? We're like, nothing. She's like, don't make me slap the shit out of you. And this is the 90s, so it's perfectly acceptable to smack someone else's kid. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, Miss Johnson, I'm not gonna lie to you. My grandma said that Kathy's coochie was in the yard, so we're just looking for it. And she looks at me, yeah. So she's looking at me crazy. She's like, you boys don't know what the coochie is? And we're like, no. She's like, do you want to see one? We're like, yeah. So this bitch, I mean, she's like mid-50s, you know what I mean? Early 90s, lifts up her moo-moo and shows us the coochie. My little cousin covers his eyes. Early 90s, there's no shaving, you know what I mean? So it's all bush through the chain link fence. She's standing against it like that. I was scared, I didn't know what to do, so I just ripped some hair and took off running. Every time I see Miss Johnson at the liquor store, she's like, you remember that time you pulled my coochie hair? I was like, I don't. But I mean, times are changing, you know what I mean? Shit like that don't happen now. You know what I mean? Like, there's no more drinking in the front yard. There's no more being hardcore Mexican. Domestic violence is frowned upon. Like, it's definitely not the 90s anymore, you know what I mean? And I knew shit was changing when I went to my grandma's house the other day. So I went up there to see my grandpa, and let me tell you something about my grandpa, man. My grandpa's been a devoted Christian my whole life. Like, I mean, he's going to church Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you know what I mean? Giving half of his check to the church. That shit ain't like that no more. I went over there the other day, he's rolling up joints selling Viagra out the back. You know what I mean? I walked in, he's got these old ass men just walking around his retirement neighborhood hard as fuck. Knocking shit off tables. And when I got there, I couldn't believe my eyes, you know what I mean? And there was this old man in there, his name was Billy. And I guess he owes my grandpa fucking money. So my grandpa's like, look, Billy, you already owe me for 2 pills, you ain't getting another pill. And Billy's like, well, I got this hot date from the retirement center. My grandpa's like, I can't help you, ain't gonna be no fucking tonight, Billy. Man walks out mad as fuck. So I look at my grandpa, and I'm like, Grandpa, I was like, maybe this isn't the best life choice at 75 to sell Viagra. I didn't know that my little cousin, who's stuck in the 90s and wants to be like a hardcore cholo, has already been there and showed my grandpa blood in, blood out.
Here we go.
American me, colors, you know what I mean? So when I told my grandpa that maybe this isn't the best life choice, he looks at me, I was like, Grandpa, you shouldn't sell Viagra. And he's like, life's a risk, carnal, que no? Bro, you're 75 years old, you're at risk of bending over tying your shoes. That's why Grandma got you the slip-ons. Times are changing though, you know what I mean? Like I can remember back in the early 90s, you know what I mean? Like every Saturday my grandma and grandpa had a party, you know what I mean? The cousins were there, the neighbors were there, motherfucking white people we didn't even know were there. Like at the party there was always like a couple of white people, you know what I mean? Like Bob and Sandra, like, oh, that's Bob and Sandra, they're fine, they own the community. And we have parties all the time, you know what I mean? And like one thing I'll never forget about my grandma and grandpa is like they always danced. People don't dance no more, you know what I mean? Like you go to the bar, you'll dance, you go to a club, you'll dance, but like back in the day, you could just be in the front yard, you know what I mean? You hear a good song, and motherfuckers will start dancing. They don't do that shit anymore. So I started thinking back to when I was a child, like my grandma and grandpa danced every chance they got to this one song, you know what I mean? They had one song they would fucking dance to. So I, you know what I mean? Like I just thought back and I'm thinking, I'm like, I remember what my grandma and grandpa danced to. What's it gonna be like when I'm older and my grandkids wanna know what we dance to? I'm gonna give you an example right here. Let me see if the DJ can help me out. DJ, play something that my grandma and grandpa would dance to. And this is the same song every time. No matter when that song came on, my grandma's hair would be all stuck to the side of her face. You know what I mean? Because they'd be sweating hot, you know what I mean? And my grandma's the classic Mexican, super hairy chest, always had a shirt unbuttoned halfway, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I remember. And like, you know what I mean? I got inside myself the other day and I was thinking, I was like, man, what is it gonna be like when I'm older, you know what I mean? And my grandkids wanna know, hey, did you and grandma used to dance when we were younger? I'm gonna be like, yeah, we used to dance. And they're gonna be like, well, give us an example. And I'm gonna be like, no. And they're gonna be like, why? And I'm gonna be like, because you're not about that life. You know what I mean? This is the year like 2030, you know what I mean? You can't handle our music, and then they're gonna look at me and like beg me, hey, show me how you and grandma used to dance. And I'm gonna have to play a song from when me and their grandma used to dance. DJ, play me a song. I'm gonna have to look their grandma right in the face. Be like, baby, you remember how to do this? We're gonna be looking at each other right in the eye, then I'm gonna turn around and bend her ass over. Hey, you guys have been solid. I'm DT.